The NFL has approved the 17th regular season game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
So, for the people who, aren't 100% up on this, so this is the first time the NFL has expanded the regular season since 1986 when they went from 14 to 16, which I'm pretty sure was a big deal back then too. But now we're going to 17 games, which a lot of people I've seen are like, what's the big deal? We're only going to 17 games. It's only one more game. You're getting paid, yada, yada, yada. Well, to those people, I say, you can say that if you sit behind a desk.
Right.
If you do what we do, you're a producer, you're a big time superstar in small market East Texas news, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations to you. I'm a server, we podcast, we do other stuff, but nothing too strenuous. We're not running up and down a football field, getting in car accidents.
When I jump rope, my knee hurt.
Right, exactly. But I'm saying we're not
but
we're not, out here lifting weights, all day, every day. We're not getting in a car accident for 3 hours, 16 weeks out of the year, and more if you're in the playoffs and going to the Super Bowl. We're not literally putting our bodies on the line and our health for a living. We're not doing that.
Right.
So that's the biggest issue for me, and players are even saying the same thing. Like, okay, the owners obviously want the 17 game because of money. They wouldn't do this if money wasn't involved. Yeah, they're taking away the 2 preseason games, and it's only going to be 2 of those. But let's be honest, those players.
2 preseason games, or taking away 1?
You know what?
I think it's 1.
It's 1. Either way, whether it's 1 or 2, the people who were most affected by this weren't playing in one of those games anyway.
Right.
Under the old format, it was first preseason game. The starters would play like a series. Then they play like a quarter.
Yeah.
The third
it's
preseason.
3 games.
It's 3 games? Okay. Mm-hmm. Then the third preseason game, they'll play like a half. That was their quote unquote dress rehearsal and run through or whatever. Then the fourth preseason game, starters weren't playing at all. So you're really not taking much.
It's like NBA preseason.
Right. You're not taking that much load off of them on the front end anyway. And so you're adding that extra game. And then again, this is the same league that a few years ago had to pay out, what was it, around $1 billion in concussion settlements because they had that big concussion lawsuit. A movie was made about this, by the way.
The movie was boring. I just thought that out there, but
it
shined the light on some stuff, but it was boring.
It was still made. You have that. You have players fighting. You have players that are, okay. So let's look at the big names. Patrick Mahomes in terms of payments. Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson. Name who you want, right? Yeah, their money's going to go up, but you still have those bottom level, like those bottom tier guys that are making league minimum, and that league minimum is not going to go up a penny. So you're adding an extra week to their schedule essentially, and not paying them any more for it. And then to make matters worse, the players don't even see half of the revenue that the league generates. They get like 0.46%, right? So it's like just short of 50%. So they're not even seeing half the money. There's still going to be more money to be made, which is obviously the reason owners are doing this. But they're putting again the money in front of player safety. Again, this is a league that is quote unquote been championing player safety, trying to make the game safer, whatever, and doing that, but still adding the 17th game.
Alvin Kamara said it best. When it was announced that the NFL was going to 17 regular season games, he tweeted, quote, "Dumb as hell." Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Dumb as hell. I think this is a terrible idea, obviously, and I'll tell you why. For one, the Super Bowl will now be the day before Valentine's Day.
Thank you. You beat me to it because
Mervin, you already know how that goes.
There's gonna be a lot of women mad that day.
Over your woman.
There's gonna be a lot of women mad that day.
Now, if you were to date somebody who does not like sports like you do, this is gonna be a problem.
Be careful.
You know what I'm saying?
Be careful.
Right?
Ashley, be careful. She's in the room.
This is gonna be a problem because what if your significant other wants to go on a trip for Valentine's Day and y'all have a nice little weekend or something? All right, you like, okay, babe, I gotta watch the Super Bowl, but I got you afterwards. I got you after. Terrible idea in that aspect.
Right.
Okay, but also, I saw an argument to where, the people who really want this to happen, I saw an argument to where they were like, well, players could just do load management. This is not the NBA.
No, you cannot.
You don't have buku games to play. In the NFL, 17 games, every game counts. Literally, when it comes to getting those playoff spots, the wild card game, all that, every game literally counts. Who gonna sit they star player in the regular season? Who gonna do that?
You know how many times I won't say it's been like a playoff spot has been missed because of, an early game in the season, but you can if you're a mid-level team, you need, like you said, you need every single game. You cannot be out here wasting games
for sure.
For load management. I mean, let's look at it. Okay, because I'm looking at the standings from this past season. The AFC North, Pittsburgh was 12-4. Baltimore and Cleveland were 11-5. That one game matters a lot. That matters a lot for playoff seeding. Tennessee and Indianapolis in the South had the same record. It came down to tiebreakers. Even if you look at how bad the NFC East was, everybody was separated by a game. Like, you cannot. I get it. You can try to say, oh, low manage. They can take a game off. No, they cannot. You can do that with 82 games. You can do that with 162 games in baseball. With 17 games, there's no such thing as taking a game off. Again, especially when you got tiebreakers to deal with and all that stuff. Because inevitably, there are going to be teams that are, again, one game away from each other. That one game obviously means that you can go from being in the playoffs, hosting a playoff game, to sitting at home and watching the playoffs on the couch. You can't do that.
Right. I mean, to sum this situation up to me, it's the top players to get more money and shorter careers.
Yeah.
I mean, people say it's just one game. One game means a lot. One game can give you a season-ending injury. Right. One game can give you a career-ending injury. The wrong hit.
That's it.
That's all it takes.
That's it. Like, you're adding risk for what? And I get it. The owners obviously are in it to make money on top of winning games. They're in it to, line their pockets and all that stuff. Anybody who says they're not in it, they're in it for the love of the game, doesn't know what they're talking about, right? So I understand why they did it, but like I said, in the name of this is a league that's supposed to be championing player safety and being better about, not putting their players at unnecessary risk, which is why they don't practice as much. It's just why practices are lighter. They can only have so many padded practices. All this stuff that's been put in the collective bargaining agreements to make the game safer. And then I saw something. I could have very well been dreaming. I don't know. It was late, but somebody said like most of the injuries happen in preseason and yada yada yada, and like preseason and like first couple weeks, which they do. But that's because the muscle, like if you think about it, they're really not warmed up yet. Like the muscles aren't warmed up, bones aren't warmed up, and you're right, there aren't as many injuries at the back half of the season. But that doesn't make it any safer. Like, you're still putting them at risk to get injured every single. Look at Dak Prescott. Now, he lucked up, but look at Dak. All it took was one freak play, and his ankle is turned sideways. Alex Smith, one freak play, one weird sack against the Texans in November 2018, and his leg is shattered, and he almost dies. Like, people I don't think people understand. Like, his leg almost got amputated. Like, he had so many serious infections, he almost died, which it just made his story even better. But that messed his career up. Like, Washington doesn't want him anymore. He's released because of that. So people got to understand, like, every single time that ball is snapped, there's a risk, and you're adding 60 more of those every season. I don't get it. I get it, but I don't get it.
Hey, this is the perfect time for me to throw it back to that book I read, $40 Million Slave. You know what I'm saying? They just, the NFL. I see, sometime in the far future, NFL season going to be 18 games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, originally, like a few years ago when they were first talking about expanding the regular season, they were going to 18. But I think they realized they would have got too much pushback on that.
Yeah, they got to inch it in while they can.
Right.
Like I said, more money for the big time players, shorter careers. Right. That's all I see coming from this.
I will say this though, as much as I don't think it's the best idea.
Oh my God!
Some of these extra matchups are gonna be pretty good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's gonna be some fun. Sure. We got Packers Chiefs, like
Rams Ravens.
We get to play the Patriots. Look, I understand why people are upset about it. I really do, myself included.
Y'all get to play Patriots? Yeah.
Cowboys Patriots. Look, man. If both teams are how they're
Cam Newton throw the ball to the ground.
If both teams are how they're supposed to be, that game's gonna be on a Sunday night. We all know this. So we
can see Cam Newton throw the ball to the turf.
Why you got, okay, Michelle Part 2. Why you gotta be like that, man?
I'm just saying he needs to show up this season because ain't nobody trying to see that again.
He will show up.
Ain't nobody trying to see that again, child.
Hold on, let me see.
What you looking for?
I'm about 95% sure when they announced that they were going to a 17 game. I saw a chart that showed like everybody's matchups, and I thought I liked it, but I guess I just retweeted it, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it.
That's tragic. Yeah. I mean, we listed like 4 of them.
Oh, here we go.
That's all good.
Now here we go. So Dallas, New England. What do we say? Chiefs, Packers. Let's see. Yeah, that's about all I got right now. Actually, Rams, Ravens. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun week. It's gonna be fun.
That's what I want to see. Rams, Ravens. I love me some. I just love me some Ravens.
Well, yeah.
Matthew Stafford.
I was just about to say with Matthew Stafford there. That's actually.
I'm about to say, hold on, bro. Did we forget? That's gonna be a good the Rams made some moves this offseason.
Ooh. Cleveland, Arizona.
Okay.
I like it. Baker versus Kyler.
The young quarterbacks.
Baker versus Kyler. Hey,
I like it. Baker versus JJ. Nah, I'm playing JJ on the. I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm interested to see him in this Arizona defense.